chase between the American military and Syrian terrorists. During this intense pursuit, the terrorists manage to overturn an American military vehicle. Once the chaos subsides, the terrorists plan to return to their base but are unexpectedly picked off one by one. It becomes apparent that the American forces are not completely defeated, and surprisingly, all the terrorists are taken down by Lieutenant Parker, a female military officer who infiltrates the elite forces thanks to her combat skills. After capturing the surviving terrorists, Parker and her partner, Spider, plan to transport them to the camp for interrogation. However, an American soldier loses control and wants to kill them, prompting Parker to intervene. Despite some issues, the mission is ultimately completed. Without delay, Parker and Spider head to the airbase to return to America. On the way, Parker receives an important call from her friend Jessie, a sheriff, who informs her of a recent landslide in their hometown. Unfortunately, Parker's father, who worked in the mining area, was buried under the landslide and lost his life. Overwhelmed with grief, Parker heads straight home as soon as she reaches America. Upon arriving, Parker visits the police station to ask Jessie for an explanation. Unfortunately, Jessie does not understand the cause of the landslide, but at the scene, he found a letter written specifically for Parker. Jessie concludes that Parker's father caused the landslide intentionally to end his own life. However, Parker finds it hard to accept this, as her father was not the type to give up easily. Moreover, he seemed fine before he passed away, even sending her a letter before her mission to Syria. With no other clues, Jessie is forced to temporarily close the investigation. Jessie then takes Parker home, which also functions as a bar. Being far from residential areas, the bar is almost always empty, and it seems Parker plans to sell it after her father's funeral. Once there, Parker looks at a photo of her father, who was once a member of the elite Mexican forces. With teary eyes, she prays for her late father. In her solitude, Parker suddenly hears a car in front of the bar. It turns out to be a mysterious man sneaking in. Without hesitation, she attacks the man but is shocked to see that it is her old friend Mickey. Since their teenage years, Mickey has helped Parker's father manage the bar and work in the stone quarry. Realizing her mistake, Parker immediately apologizes. Parker then asks Mickey about the landslide that killed her father and requests to be taken to the incident site to investigate the suspicious death. At the mining site, they enter the cave built by her father. Parker recalls how her father used to take her to play in the cave while training her in martial arts. These memories break her heart even more, especially when she sees her father's blood scattered on the landslide of soil and rocks. Parker then notices black stains on the rocks that look like grenade explosion marks, leading her to suspect that the landslide was man-made. After returning from the cave, Parker tests her suspicion by detonating a grenade. Sure enough, the explosion produces black stains on the rocks. However, she is puzzled about who could have killed her father in such a manner. To relieve her stress, Mickey invites Parker to a bar in the city. There, Parker meets Elvis, Jessie's younger brother, who annoys her with his flirtatious behavior. Later, Parker and Mickey decide to go home and notice a car with suspicious people carrying weapons. Curious, they follow them to their destination and discover they are a gang of robbers planning to loot a hardware store. Despite Mickey's warning not to get involved, Parker bravely goes in unarmed and takes down all the robbers. She recognizes a watch on one of them as belonging to her uncle and returns it to him. Her uncle thanks her and expresses his condolences for her father's death. The next day, Parker hears an explosion from an RPG fired by Elvis. Heavy weapons like RPGs are only permitted for military use, so Elvis either stole or smuggled the weapon. Parker contacts Spider, who has extraordinary hacking skills, and Spider uncovers that Elvis is involved in an illegal arms trade protected by his father, a senator. Parker suspects Elvis's involvement in her father's death but follows Spider's advice to gather more evidence before taking action. Parker tails Elvis and his henchmen to a military base and discovers they have access to the base, likely due to his father's influence and collaboration with corrupt soldiers. Later, Parker visits Mickey and his mother for more information about Elvis. They only know that Elvis always breaks the rules, feeling above the law due to his father's power. Spider informs Parker that Elvis is about to make a transaction at his house, guarded by armed thugs. Parker sneaks in and witnesses the illegal transaction. The buyer is a leader of a mass organization that causes chaos in America. Parker invites Jessie to drink at her house, reminiscing about their high school days when they were very close. They fall asleep from drinking too much, and Parker steals the police station keys from Jessie to look for clues about her father's death. In the autopsy room, Parker sobs uncontrollably while seeing her father's body. She swears to avenge his death. A few days after the funeral, Parker is invited by Jessie to have dinner with his father, Ease, an incompetent politician. Ease makes racist remarks about Latinos, making Parker uncomfortable. Parker receives a call from Spider that Elvis is at the mining site. She deflates Elvis's tires and sees him insulting Latinos in front of his gang. Parker goes berserk but sees her father's bar being set on fire by Elvis's henchmen. She kills the henchmen but cannot stop the flames. Parker goes after Elvis but is captured by Jessie and taken to the police station. Jessie had been involved in Elvis's arms trade to fund his father's campaign. Spider sends a lawyer to get Parker out of jail. The lawyer looks for clues at the mining site but is intercepted by Jessie. Jessie and his family torture Parker in prison to find out if she has CCTV evidence from her father's mining site. They admit to killing her father because he obstructed their arms transactions. Parker frees herself from the handcuffs but cannot kill them because all the police work for Ease. She hijacks Jessie's car and escapes but passes out from her wounds. Elvis and his henchmen raid Mickey's house, looking for Parker. Mickey and his mother hide Parker in the basement. Parker explains that Elvis caused her father's death and vows to kill him. Jessie buries the lawyer's body with Elvis. Parker recovers and asks her contacts for weapons and ammunition. Ease and Jessie panic as the mass organization leader demands his order. They plan to deliver the weapons soon. Parker and Mickey prepare their revenge mission. Mickey stands guard while Parker infiltrates the place. She takes down Elvis's henchmen and confronts Ease. Ease admits that Jessie killed her father under family pressure. Parker goes after Jessie and Elvis. She observes them with a sniper rifle and sees Spider arriving at the mining site. Spider is captured, and Parker springs into action. She rescues Spider but is attacked by the mass organization leader. Parker defeats him but is ambushed by Elvis. Parker takes down Elvis and sees Mickey, her uncle, and others entering the cave to help. She rescues Spider and explores a tunnel to a military weapons depot where Jessie is hiding. Pretending to be weak, Parker is allowed to enter deeper, claiming she was attacked by terrorists. She finds Jessie and attacks him. Jessie pulls the pin of a grenade, expressing deep remorse for killing her father. He decides to end his life, and Parker watches him die. A month later, radio news reports the tragic deaths of Ease's family. Parker rebuilds her bar and asks Mickey to take care of it. Parker and Spider plan to return to the central military base for their next mission.